Thursday evening. Hoping you're having a good one and are as excited as we are for this one. Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr joining me in the booth. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Hart. Pistons coming to town, hoping to notch this one here in this one-game road trip. They've got a good chance to prove themselves in what is going to be a very difficult part of their schedule coming up. Guys, with the bulk of their games coming up on the road, it's going to be tough.
Kevin, I have not been able to quite identify what the problem's been for this team. But obviously, neither have they, because they continue to struggle. I know they're working hard to get things figured out, but no matter what road they've taken, it's been a dead end.
Well, effort is not the problem. I mean, that's been there for them all along. But I think they're not necessarily using everybody in the right way. It seems like some of the players aren't comfortable in the roles they're in. They're nasty.
And that look right there on Clark says it all.
He's not alone, Kevin. Well, that was just mean right there. Ellis is a tremendously talented guard, but only one playoff appearance in his 7 NBA seasons. It's been frustrating for him. He's a guy who's put up some big numbers, but I'm sure he'd like to see more playoff success in his future.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. I caught up with the Bucks head coach. We talked about this matchup, and he said, you know, the thing about this game that's tough is their discipline and recognition offensively. Whenever you make a mistake at the defensive end, 9 times out of 10, they're going to exploit it. So we've really got to be on our game. Guys, so much of this game is mental. We'll see who wins the chess match.
Thank you, Doris. It all sounds like a very solid plan given the shooters they have to contend with your guys.
Yeah, he's aware of what their strength is. He knows that they need to focus on stopping those guys.
Or at least limiting the damage they can do, Steve. Make it tough for them. Don't give them any easy opportunities. That, to me, might be a more realistic goal.
Knight kicks to Monroe. Maxfield. And that is good. And Steve, you mentioned Monte's frustration in the past, being able to win a championship, a division title, or just, be above 500, on a consistent basis. But he's really worked on Clark, not wearing all those emotions on his sleeve to stay positive, to be a good leader.
Yeah, to be a little more even-keeled, make sure the dedication to the team is uppermost in his mind, and being patient, as well as striving for excellence. That's a delicate line to walk, but he's making progress in doing it.
Here's Monroe. Now off the inbound.
The defense caught dozing off that time.
Those open dunks, pretty high percentage.
Yeah, you're not going to miss many of those. I mean, this is really a poor defensive effort.
Daniels passes to Ellis. Now the dish to Dallenberg. He kicks to Jennings. The Bucks working the ball around. Clock at 6. And that one's good. Daniels.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%. Can't do better than that.
There's a pretty clear picture now of what Detroit is trying to accomplish. And that's build their identity around their young players. Guys like Stuckey and Monroe and Brandon Knight. High character, high quality people. And I think Detroit is definitely on the right track if they can continue to make the right personnel move.
And the foul called on Larry Sanders. That's his first foul.
Well, he's boxed out, and when that happens, at some point you have to just turn and get back defensively. That time he went right over the top.
Yeah, but you go straight on the top of another player's back, that's going to be a foul call every time.
Maxfield dishes to Sink. The feed now to Monroe. And he lays it straight in. Monroe's got 6. Steve, going back to what you said, the front office just can't say enough positive things about their young players, and it seems the character, and Clark, you're big on this, the character is a big point for them as they bring players in.
That's huge, Kevin. It really is a good attitude and a solid work ethic. I mean, you can go really far with those attributes, and it's paid off for the Pistons as their young players have continued to improve each year.
The Bucks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, you take a look at the numbers, guys. They're shooting 74% on the season.
The numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Marquise Daniels. Stuckey kicks to Monroe. Leads him in there. It's stolen by Dallenberg. And stolen by Maxiel. Calderon passes to Monroe. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Put that paw up there and banged it home. Yeah, man, that was nice.
Little Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
you're right.
That was strong.
Simple, direct, and effective.
It's Ellis on the way. Averaging 19 points per contest. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Henson's checked in for Larry Sanders. And the Pistons making a change here. Pulls up on the wing. And shot is good that time. Jennings has got his first points of the game.
Well, with Brandon Jennings, we've seen steady improvement in terms of his shooting percentage during the course of his career. He came in as just a jump shooter, and now he's really finishing around the rim and showing better shot selection as well. You know, he's got a very laid-back demeanor in person, but he plays hard, and he does a nice job of really following shots, getting offensive rebounds, and finishing second-chance opportunities.
And, Steve, that activity extends to the defensive end as well. I mean, he's still improving there, but he's already pretty good at stripping the ball away from shooters as they get into the shooting motion.
Pass to Middleton. Shoots over Henson. Here's Monroe. 11 points for him in that last game against Minnesota.
And he was disruptive defensively, too. Kevin, really aggressively trying to make plays. In fact, he had 4 steals during that game.
And for Jennings, as we talked about him offensively, a quick, explosive guard. He can't create his shot. Part pretty easy.
Yeah, I think he could be comfortably a 20-point-per-game scorer. Kevin, the issue with him is just to continue to grow and be an efficient, to make the game easier for himself, to know how to harness and unleash his terrific speed. That's where he's going to make his next step of growth.
And there's the pass to Monroe.
Well, everyone seems to have the hot hand here early on.
You know, if they keep up this scoring pace, we'll definitely see some big point totals from both of these teams.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. While we can, let's get a quick check of our 2K leaderboard for a glimpse at one of the NBA's most elite groups. The top three-point shooting wingman in the league. You look at Dunleavy, third in the NBA. He's someone that, if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
Now, these guys are all constant threats on the perimeter. Shooting the three isn't all they do, but it's a lot of what they do.
And as small forwards, they can take it straight to the hole and get their points in close, too. I mean, all of these guys can hurt you inside and out.
Drew Gooden has checked in for Milwaukee. The drive by Ellis to the inside. Here's Henson. The shot no good. And it's Detroit the other way. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Overall, offensively, it was not pretty for them in that game. Obviously, Clark, I guess when you look at the final score, that's pretty clear.
Yeah, they had to be extremely frustrated by their effort or lack thereof at the offensive end of the floor. It just wasn't there.
Bucks trail by 9, and it's Ellis penetrating. Gives him the lead pass. Dunleavy. Rebounded by the Pistons. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks. That one in Milwaukee. Inside the going away.
I'll tell you what, guys, they are really playing well.
Yeah, up double digits already and continuing to pour it on. No let up in sight.
Jennings off a pick from Henson. And Brandon Jennings with the three. Jennings has got 5. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. Oh, short. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
And I like what they've done offensively, really attacking the rim, getting a lot of points in the paint.
And guys, they've been the aggressor early. I mean, attacking the hoop and getting into the paint, that can make the game really easy for you.
Brandon Jennings and Monte Ellis comprise the back. John Henson up there with Dunleavy, and it's Gooden in at the center. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second one.
And a chance here to see where the Bucks currently sit in the NBA statistically. Second in blocks, 5th in rebounding. And they're in the top 10 in fewest turnovers per game. And they really do emphasize taking care of the ball.
And Clark, let's talk about those blocks, because what that does, when you're a guard and you've got great shot blockers behind you, it allows you to play with more aggressiveness on the perimeter. remember a game between these two teams last season. It wasn't exactly a marquee matchup, but the reason that Bucks-Pistons really stood out was the fact that the teams combined to shoot 41 free throws without missing. It's amazing. NBA record.
Craig Monroe. He's checked in for Detroit.
That was perfectly designed, Kevin. An easy dunk on that inbounds play.
Definitely a game for the ages, I guess you could say, Steve, but that was interesting. They were so good at the line, even if it didn't have much of an effect marking on the big picture. What was free throw shot?
Yeah, and neither team particularly strong at making free throws, but Kevin, it didn't really matter as things kind of worked out for them, as any foul resulted in automatic points for both of them that night. The D might need to body him up a little better next time. Get into him some.
Yeah, Clark, they need to be a little bit more physical.
Yeah, you can't play this game, Saul.
Yeah, but guys, you got to give him some credit for attacking when he had the chance.
Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
Here's Henson, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, Henson can really ignite a crowd with his defense because with that wingspan, he covers so much ground and he can block shots, whether it's coming over from the weak side or defending the ball.
Well, his arms go forever. That's pretty clear. He can play somebody straight up, and they'll think they can get it up and over him, but his range and reach just exceeds expectations. And he gets up off the ground pretty good, too. It's not just all reach. He bounces a little bit as well.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Now you talk about Pistons head coach Lawrence Frank. He has a reputation for hard work, very meticulous. Not a guy who had a big pedigree in his basketball career to lean on. So he really made his way with hard work and determination.
Samuel Dallenberg is checked in for the Bucks. Here's Stuckey, and that one's good. The Pistons lead by 7.
That's grace over power, guys. That finger roll gets him 2 points. Impressive stuff.
And Lawrence Frank, as you mentioned, Steve, not a guy who played the game at a high level. Do you think that's a disadvantage for him?
It just depends. I mean, if you can prove to your players that you're worthy of being their coach, then they don't care if you play or not. And I think that's the case with Lawrence Frank. I mean, the players see how hard he works. They see his passion for the game. They see how smart he is. So there may be a week or two early on where they're kind of sizing him up, but in the end, once they figure out what he's all about, I think there's no problem with it.
The Bucks making a switch here. Sanders is checked in, and it's Ellis penetrating. This is to Sanders. Rebound by Craig Monroe. Monroe's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Solid advantage the rebounding totals for them so far here. In every game, but particularly in a close. Power punch right there. Tearing that roof down with that one.
Yeah, and really a dunk contest dunk that time.
Yeah, unreal. What a dunk.
Pass to England. Back to Monroe. Nice ball movement by Detroit. English's shot is good.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I keep going right into the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Ellis kicks to Sanders. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Sanders has got 6.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, I'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Pass to England. He dishes it to Villanueva. He passes to Monroe. Up with it. Dunked hard with one hand.
That's what he's all about. That's who he is. Retrieving those misses and exploding right back to the bucket.
Prime example of it right there. No question. Good point, Clark.
Yeah, great rebounder and a great finisher. So that's a difficult combination to deal with for the defense.
And the Pistons making a change here. Knight's checked in.
You let a guy sneak by for a putback. That's going to drive a coach crazy. Well, the staple for Lawrence Frank has been the defensive philosophy that he's held over the years. And of course, he was Doc Rivers' main assistant in Boston 2 seasons ago. And he brought that Celtic-style defense with him to Detroit, forcing everything baseline into help.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Brandon Jennings. That is good. And the Pistons lead by 9. The Bucks have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. And Redick kicks this in. Rebounded by the Pistons. Uredko's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Thinking about that, Steve, I remember a Frank quote from last year where he called Detroit a no-middle, no-paint team. Clark, certainly coincides with what Steve just said and what I'm sure you want to talk about.
Well, I think it goes with the whole mentality of the franchise, Steve. For so long, they've been the pinnacle of team defense, and it's nice to see them looking to get back to that under Frank.
Udo dishes to Redick. Over Calderon. Here's Udo to end the run. Here's Sanders. Sends it on the run.
You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Calderon kicks to Maxey. The feed tonight. Inside. Stolen by Udo. .52 left in the second quarter. That's good. Now a timeout called by Detroit. So much great defense has come from the shooting guard position over the years. And here's a rundown of the players wreaking havoc at that spot this year. Number 1, Monte Ellis.
He's often forced to guard the opponent's top player on the perimeter. Still, he's made his way all the way up there on the steals list.
Yeah, he enjoys those challenges. Loves them, as a matter of fact. I mean, he wants those tough assignments, and he is really active defensively, Steve.
Here's Sanders. Tries again. And that one's good. Sanders has got 10 points.
Hard work on the boards, guys, leading to that putback.
That foul is really going to hurt him in the second half. I mean, he's got to sit and may have to be off the floor for a long time, and they'll miss everything he brings to their team. I mean, he's active, he's aggressive, he's smart, he's tough. I mean, they're going to miss his presence significantly.
Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Detroit. And Redick kicks to Ellis. Rebound by Greg Monroe.
Boy, I am absolutely loving this. They're pumping bodies down there and taking no prisoners, coming away with every ball.
Yeah, that willingness to fight for every loose ball is a big reason why they have the lead right now, Clark.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. The Pistons making a change here. Clock management. This is where, Steve, they can get a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. As long as the first one's a good one, and now you play D, you get the ball back, one more shot.
Here's Sanders. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And I'll tell you guys, I mean, to see the improvement he's made in his free throw shooting in the space of just one season, I think it's been remarkable.
Well, I've been impressed with watching Greg Monroe and his progress through the last couple of years. He can play both the power forward and the center position. And of course, there's only a few dominant centers in the NBA, guys like Bynum and Dwight Howard, maybe Roy Hibbert. So he doesn't have to guard a ton of big men.
Ellis, the pass to Udo. Goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
He's short for the center position, but he makes up for it with tremendous leaping ability.
Feeds it to Calderon. Kicks to Maxey. 1 second left. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Your Bucks, 42. The Pistons, 47.
Been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the third quarter starting here now. Greg Monroe with a strong contribution so far in this one.
It's like he's trying to break the rim in half. He's just dominating the paint.
is underway, and here's who Warren strikes down on the floor. Maxfield and Monroe at the 4 and 5. Brandon Knight is out there with Calderon. A different look from Milwaukee. Daniels comes in for Mike Dunlap. And Jennings in for J.J. Redick.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
A different look here for Detroit. Nerebko comes in for Jason Maxey. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Jose Calderon. Here's Stuckey. It's blocked. Goes back up. Monroe's shot is good. Monroe's got 19 points. And the Pistons making a change here. Singler's checked in. The Pistons have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Takes it up. He gathers. The shot's good from Henson.
And no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
The Pistons leading. They're playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Singler. Releases from the wing and drills it. Singler's got his first bucket in this one. Passes it to Dallenberg. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
I got a moment here. Let's take a look at Brandon Jennings and see where his numbers rank. 13th in assists, 15th in steals, and he's been quite an offensive threat, averaging enough points to put him in the top 20 in scoring.
And how about this terrific passing display he's put on, Steve? I mean, as this place on the assist chart shows, if you get to the right spot, he'll find you. That's what he takes pride in.
Knight kicks to Nerebko. On the wing, Singler. He feeds it to Knight. Over Ellis. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Bucks ball. If we're going to break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are snatching up. Taking a look at Milwaukee. And checking out Detroit. Tied up with them. And the Bucks making a change here. Redick is checked in. Here's Ellis. 18 feet away and he knocks it down. Ellis has got 4 points in the quarter.
I like the way it looks to start the second half here. I mean, 3 straight makes to kick it off. Nice.
Stuckey dishes to Nerebko. Singler passes to Monroe. Dunks it down.
Up and over the defender with one hand. Facebook.
Looked like the D had a good chance to cut him off until he made his move to the rack.
A great job of just being aggressive and taking it straight after.
Ellis with it. Singler covering. The offensive rebound. Here's Henson. That's good. Henson's got 5.
They've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steven, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Stuckey kicks to Knight. Over Ellis. A shot by Knight, no good.
Well, Brandon Knight is an athletic combo guard. Spent 1 year at Kentucky, where he took the Wildcats to a Final Four. And for a Detroit team that's already stacked with combo guards, it's a questionable fit. But he's got a bright future in this league. It's just a matter of finding the right situation.
Stuckey dishes to Nerebko. In low to Monroe. And he bangs it home with one hand.
I like that one-handed spike right there.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah, he's not going to miss many of those.
And Brandon Knight can still definitely score, but still developing and proving himself as a playmaker.
Yeah, he really is a guy that takes his craft seriously. As a matter of fact, coming out of high school and even in Kentucky, one of the things that was challenging for his coaches was to help him not strive for such perfection that it was a hindrance. So he's going to continue to work and develop. He just has to make sure that he's not too hard on himself going forward, because he can be, I think, an excellent guard as a defender and scoring player.
In low to Monroe. Reverse. Rejected by Dallenberg. Ellis goes in. And that's a foul called on Kyle C. That is his first foul of the game. Udo's checked in for Dallenberg. The Pistons making a change here. Shot is off. Now the Pistons take it the other way. He kicks to Villanueva. From outside the arc. A rebound by the Bucks. Henson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Ellis goes in. And John Henson with the slam.
I'm not sure if any play is going to top that.
Maybe the only play that could beat it is another alley-oop jam.
Even then, it'd be hard to execute it any better than that one.
By Dunleavy, who's checked in for the Bucks. Pistons trailed by 3. Knight kicks to Singler. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Pistons making a change here. Here's Villanueva. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Knight against Ellis. To the middle. Henson. And he makes good on the layup. Now it's a 5-point Bucks lead.
Well, a nice little trend developing here, fellas. I mean, that's 8 of their last 10 from inside the paint.
Yeah, they're getting high percentage looks down there. Their offense is really clicking. I don't see why they wouldn't just continue to pound the ball inside.
There's the dish tonight. 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. They get it back. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. The Bucks making a switch here. Gooden's checked in. 1:51 left to play in the 3rd. Now the pass to Villanueva. Takes it up. Rebounded by the Bucks.
It's far too tentative in the paint. And even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Here's Ellis. Hands the 12-footer. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
All 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen. Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
This is Perretta. To the paint. Gooden. The Bucks working the ball around. Kicks it out to Ellis. In for the dunk. Seconds left in the 3rd. Knight with it. Picked up by Ellis. Here's Stuckey. Cuffs off. And there's the 3-second violation.
Bucks ball.
And the Pistons making a change here. Bucks leading by 7. Reddick passes to Ellis. He dishes it to Dunleavy. Back to Ellis. He passes it to Dunleavy. From deep. It's hauled in by Villanueva. Villanueva's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Urepko dishes to Calderon. Another shot. Villanueva with the bucket. Villanueva's got his 2nd basket of the night. Here's Gooden, and that one's good. Calderon, that's for 2. He gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
That's good from Calderon. And the Bucks making a change here. And Calderon drops them both.
He's taking care of business at the line, and you expect nothing less from him. Of course, a terrific shooter from the stripe.
After 3.
And that's it for the 3rd quarter.
68.
We've got Marquise Daniels. Udo out there with John Henson. Then there's Ellis. And it's Reddick in at point guard. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Knight.
Brandon Knight.
And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Knight Knight's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pistons. The shot by Udo, no good. Pistons trailed by 3. In low to Monroe. And he slams it in one-handed.
And this continues to be a shootout.
Boy, I'm a fan as well as a commentator, and I love this fast-paced action. I mean, it's going back and forth, back and forth.
Here's Ellis. Gets it to go. Ellis has got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, he's got so much confidence. Kevin Ellis is a guy who wants the big shot at the end of games. He's constantly on the attack. He's looking to score. Just one of the most dynamic players in the NBA.
Loves to have the ball in his hands in the big moments and create his own shot, something he does extremely well. And I think he's also improved at working without the ball to get his offense, which makes him extra dangerous.
Villanueva with it, and it's Henson picking him up to take the lead. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials on the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. Samuel Dallenberg is checked in for Milwaukee. Jennings comes in for J.J. Redick. Here's Jennings. Ellis outside. In low to Dallenberg. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws. That one on Monroe.
Well, that's the best possible play there. I mean, that was an easy 2, so instead foul him, make him shoot free throws.
That's right, a smart, strong foul there. No and ones and no dunks.
And here we go. Fast break. Calderon's got it. And yes, sir, that one drops. And the Pistons lead by 3.
Another turnover, another bucket.
And you know, Steve, turnovers can really be game changers. I mean, they sap your team and then get the other team right. So it's a double-edged sword.
Here's the screen. Monroe. Good stolen by Dallenberg. But they recover it.
And one of the keys for this team is securing defensive rebounds. Keep them off the offensive glass.
Well, that's the period for the sentence of your defense. Rebounding the ball.
Offensive rebound. Henson. And Dallenberg kicks to Daniels. And it's Ellis penetrating. Here's Henson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
We've seen Henson playing a good game here. 8 rebounds, and he has 1 block in the game, too.
I don't care if it's a small contribution. I mean, getting everybody to chip in with a little help on defense is so critical to a team's success. Missing the line might stick in his craw for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Good stolen by Dallenberg. Ellis kicks to Daniels. Jennings. Nailed from three-point line. They got him this a little while ago to make this happen like that. Down low. Uredko, the pass to Monroe. Pushes up. An easy 2 points on the layup. Monroe's got 29.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
Ellis outside. In low to Dallenberg. Down goes the slam.
That was a hole punch jam there, Kevin.
Nice finish.
Yeah, you got to love the way he just capped off that strong move.
Villanueva with a screen on Jennings. Calderon with it. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Monroe. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
We have seen the intensity pick up big time here in the second half.
Well, you can feel the desire from both teams that they really want to win this.
Ellis kicks to Dallenberg. Back to Ellis. Count the bucket. Ellis has got 22.
He's been so solid. You've got to keep him out there on the floor. Really doing a nice job for the offense.
Calderon kicks to Monroe. That ball's nice speed this time from Jose Calderon.
This defense is porous right now. I mean, way too many looks coming from inside the paint.
You know, that's 4 straight buckets now in the paint, and anybody in the NBA is going to make shots from there.
Ellis kicks to Daniels. There's the feed to Dallenberg. Ellis. Pass to Jennings. screen for Jennings. Just 4 to shoot. Daniels, no good. There's a whistle that goes on Marquise Daniels. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Milwaukee. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Daniels. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Monte Ellis. Maxfield dishes to Monroe. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Milwaukee in the lead.
That's flat out embarrassing.
Ziegler passes to Stuckey. In low to Monroe. To take the lead. Basket is good. The assist from Stuckey. Stuckey's got 3 assists tonight. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
You know, quite honestly, Kevin and Steve, I mean, this game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Well, then let's root for overtime. Why not?
Singler outside. Three-pointer. And Gallenberg pulls it down. Gallenberg's got 7 rebounds in the game. And the crowd roaring to life.
That was a huge shot. They're just about dancing in the aisles now. What an eruption in this building.
Stuckey gets a screen from Maxfield. The shot is good from Stuckey.
Came off the screen and did what I call a right now move, right to the rim. Defense had no time to recover.
And Redick gets to Gallenberg. Second chance shot. Rebounded by the Pistons. They've won by as many as 11 points. And J.J. Redick puts him to foul. That'll be his 7th foul of the game. Monte Ellis is checked in for J.J. Redick.
What a huge shot. That's what happens when you knock it down late.
There's 49 seconds left in the 4th quarter. There's the pick. And it's Rodney Stuckey with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Udo's checked in for the Bucks. And it's Ellis penetrating. Feeds it to Udo.
Well, that was right in his grip.
He dealt with pressure like it was nothing at all.
He had a lot of momentum behind him on his way up.
Maxfield sets a screen for Stuckey. Maxfield with a screen on Jennings. Stuckey dishes to Maxfield. Kicks it to Knight. Knight gets a screen from Maxfield. They get the rebound. Money!
They do have a foul to give here.
Yeah, you might see them use that at some point. I would.